Welcome to Sunday Citizen, where I recap a week of news in under 10 minutes. So let's go. On Around the Verse, CIG has announced that they will be playing Arena Commander on Monday afternoon and are inviting the general public, or backers, to play with them to stress test the servers. We also have a new bit where we get reports from these studios around the world. In Santa Monica, we've learned the Constellation and P-52 are under redesign. The Bulldog is now the Vanguard, and it's still in the concept phase. The RSI Orion, which is a mining ship, is still in the concept phase, in the white boxing phase, and it's coming soon. Reveal's coming soon. The new character models require a metrics test on all the ships, and that may require a possible rework. Moving on to Foundry 42. Foundry 42 is still working on the tutorial. Of course, they're also working on Squadron 42, which they are not telling us. But we know the tutorial will include a landing sequence, or landing tutorials. At Ilphonic, we've got a report that they're working on armor, light, medium, and heavy armor. They're working on weapon sway due to movement and breathing. And their module is coming soon. In Austin, they're working on mining design, as well as environments like Nyx, and concepting out business clothes. This week's sneak peek, we get a look at the new holotable, or a concept for the new holotable. It looks a lot better than the current iteration. It looks like it will be much more functional and easy to swap out components. Pretty cool. Let's take a look at Sandy's Facebook pics. We got to look at Gold Horizon. If you're not familiar with Gold Horizon is a space station that was basically mass produced, and you will find these space stations around the verse. We have a look at the grapple attachment for the grapple attachment for a gun, which will help you move in 0G. Maybe, possibly, it could be used against others in combat in some form or another. Also, we got a new look at the STEM pack, which is pretty scary. And the last is entering the battle arena. It looks like this is the screen that you will see as you get in and things are loading. Okay, let's move on to the hot topic of this week, which is the rental equipment credits design. What are rental equipment credits? You'll find out. They're available in version 1.1. It's a virtual currency attainable in the SimPod, so by playing Arena Commander or the first-person shooter module. Each match will give you a pot of REC, and winners will get a larger share. 70-30 split is the estimate right now. Players will also be awarded according to their performance on their own team. So individual performance and group performance. Each match has a pot of REC. Winners will get a larger share, possibly a 70-30 split, and players will be awarded according to their performance. For example, in Squadron Battle, REC will be earned based on a number of kills plus the kill-death ratio, if positive, weighted against the ticket difference. Murray Cup, REC is earned based on the final position multiplied by the proximity to world record by ship, weighted against personal best by ship. And in Capture the Core, REC is based on personal score weighted against the score difference. Individual players can gain REC by gaining medals for doing things such as getting a certain number of kills, the total number of matches played, and the pot will scale according to participation. If match is only half full, only half the pot will be awarded for that match. REC can be used via the SimPod, the Mobi-Glass, or directly in the VD, the Voyager Direct store. Equipment will be rented for a week and can be renewed at a 20% discount. The price of equipment is 10% of the UEC price. Renewals must be bought a week in advance, and this I don't understand. How can you buy a renewal a week in advance? There may be a community chest incoming where players that want to donate credits into a public pot, once it reaches a certain number, a community event will be triggered that everybody will be able to benefit from. Game modes that will yield REC are Squadron Battle, Battle Royale, New Horizons Raceway, Capture the Core. Rented equipment, they can be used for non-ranked modes, but they cannot be earned in non-ranked modes. Equipment is for Arena Commander only and will not be for the persistent universe. In the future, they plan to have daily and personal challenges. They also give us discounts on equipment the devs want us to test more. So what's my takeaway? The forums blew up with some backer ideas that were very strongly against this idea. A lot of them were very vocal about the rental system. Many of them want a permanent purchase, or they want to increase the rate of gain or reduce the price of items. I think the rental system is a really good idea. It allows players to make progress towards trying new equipment, and that's something we've been waiting for in the community for a long time. It also lets the devs investigate buying patterns and for them to see which items are more popular, and as they mentioned in the post, to give us a directed way of doing that. Instead of directly saying, hey, we're testing this out, they could say, hey, this is on sale for 50% off for this week, and that would encourage sales. Taking a closer look at it, I also don't think that it's overpriced. The average they gave us in the design document is 1,800 REC average per match. Now, if you look at the Voyager Direct store, 1,800 REC is enough to buy an Omniski 6, which is one of the more expensive weapons. It's more than enough to do that, and that's the average. By playing the game, you get to accumulate REC, and that REC you can use to spend at any time to buy a ship, or to rent a ship, or to rent weapons to try them out. So doing the math, at the current estimated rate, each average match can yield you one Omni 6. If you play for 6 hours, you should be able to get a decked out Avenger, not just the Avenger, but the Avenger with guns. If you play for about 13 hours, you'll be able to get a decked out Hornet with 6 Omni 6s, and that's still making the average. A ship like the M50 would take about 5.5 hours because you don't need to buy guns, just the base ship should be good enough. I do have some gripes, some negative things to say about it, and they're pretty minor. But the first one is I hate the name REC. It is retarded. It is very hard to say. It looks like it looks like record. I think they could have come up with a number of different names that were already used in the community pretty popularly, like AC credits, AC bucks, maybe something like original system points, so it works across all of their modules. And also, because REC really focuses on it being a rental, whereas with points, perhaps in the future you could spend a lot more points to be able to buy permanently in Arena Commander only, by playing things in Arena Commander. There's also a couple of parts in the post that were not very clear. They say that you will be allowed to rent something for a week in real time, but at the same time, at the beginning of the design post, they mentioned that a player was gone for a while, came back and saw that they still had the rental from over a week before. Instead of having it done by real time, I think it would be better to do it either by playtime or by matches, the number of matches. So you can rent out a ship for 100 matches, and after you played it for 100 matches, it runs out, and then you have to renew it. Wow, actually, I just looked it up. Chris Roberts has just posted a response to the negative backlash on Reddit, basically stating that it's going to be 7 consecutive days. So you'll rent it for a week, but if you play one day and then don't play for another week, you play another day, that's 2 days instead of 8 days, which is actually really good news. And really looking at it, like I was saying before, it's not too expensive, and the amount of points you get is actually pretty good. Over a couple of days of playing, you should be able to get quite a few things. After playing one match, you can get one of the best guns. That's pretty good. I do have some suggestions, hopefully, to help out the design idea. One of these, I think it'd be really a good idea to have featured items not only be at a discount, but to give bonus REC for use. So, for example, if they wanted to test a Sucker Punch, they could reduce the price, but also say any hits scored with a Sucker Punch over the next period of time, over the next week, will give you double REC, and that would bring a lot of players to come in to try to get that money. I think they should also reward REC for Vandal Swarm Co-op. It's a ranked match, it's online, it's trackable, and a lot of people really like to play with people in a co-op fashion, not necessarily PvP. I think it would be a good idea to have a pot per wave, where depending on the amount of players, they would split that pot, and each successful wave finished, each player in that round, in that wave, will get points. It doesn't have to scale exactly the same as PvP. PvP could possibly give you double points or something like that, but not to give nothing at all to people that are testing out your AI. Okay, that's it for this episode of Sunday Citizen. Everybody, thank you very much for watching. I will see you in the verse. Peace.